Hey everybody, it's Jeff from New York coming to you from the beautiful Norwegian Gem. Today we're heading towards the Virgin Islands to the island of St. Thomas. I took a bus tour around St. Thomas for the entire day, made lots of videos. It's a beautiful island. I've been there before, I know a little bit about it. But one of the places that impressed me the most was right at the foot of the ship here. It's called Havensight Mall. It's within walking distance, just about 100 yards from the ship, and lots of restaurants, lots of shops, lots of bars, just some attractions to see, a little bit of everything. If you don't want to go around the island, you can just spend several hours there and see a lot. So let's check out Havensight Mall in St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands. Let's head on downstairs, shall we? So here's the thing about cruising. When you do an excursion like this, I pulled into St. Thomas. We were here for the day, basically. The ship sailed all night. We arrived at St. Thomas probably about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around there. And then you pretty much have until about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes maybe 6 if you're lucky, to get the all aboard signal and head back to the ship. You don't want to miss the ship, that's for sure. But you have so much stuff you want to do, especially me as a vlogger, in those few hours you're on the island that you just go crazy. I must have taken 4 excursions this particular day. This was my last one. It wasn't really an excursion. It was just a walk around the port mall, the mall that surrounds the port, also known as Havensight here in St. Thomas. And it was a last minute thing because I wanted to make sure I got back to the ship. So as long as I was here, I felt safe that I would make it to the ship on time. By the way, you never, ever, ever want to miss your ship because that's just a huge headache, especially if you left your passport on board. Now, if you booked your excursion through your cruise line, they're most likely not going to leave without you. That's kind of like a guarantee and a perk of booking through the cruise line. However, booking through the cruise line can be expensive. But if you didn't book through the cruise line and you took an excursion, or you were in town and had too much to drink and didn't realize what time it was, or you got a flat tire or something like that, well, then you are SOL, folks. The ship waits for no one unless you book the excursion through them. Now, if you missed the all aboard call and you're stuck here on an island somewhere outside the U.S. or anywhere outside the U.S., there are 2 scenarios, one with a passport, one without a passport. Let's look at scenario 1, with a passport. If you have a passport or a passport card, by the way, I have both. I keep my actual passport in the cabin safe, and I carry my passport card, which is like a driver's license, in my wallet. At this point, you have 2 options. One is to catch an airplane to the ship's next destination, and you can meet the ship there. The other option is to just write the cruise off and head back home and pick up your luggage once the ship arrives to the port of call. In the second scenario, when you're stuck in a place with no passport, then you basically have no alternative but to visit the American embassy wherever you are and try to straighten things out. You are not going to continue with your cruise. That's almost impossible. You're going to eventually head back home, but you might be where you're stranded for a day or two, so keep that in mind, perhaps even longer. So whenever you're on a cruise like this, always take your medications with you as well, or anything you might absolutely need, which should be a passport, by the way. Put it in your backpack or wherever you're going, and this way, if you are stuck somewhere for a couple days, you're all set. And a common misperception is that, well, I have my driver's license, I'll be okay. You're not okay with a driver's license outside the US. You need a passport. Okay, so I know this is supposed to be a video about the Havensight Mall here in St. Thomas, but once in a while I like to interject a important piece of information, especially when it comes to cruising outside the US, to share it with you guys. Perhaps sometime in the future I'll just do a tips when cruising video, which might be a good idea since there are quite a few tips. Anyway, let's check out this mall. The Havensight dock, which is where we are, we're actually at the Havensight Mall, is the closest docking spot to Charlotte Amalie and within walking distance to the main town of St. Thomas. The Havensight Terminal is a vast open-air mall with all services and amenities cruisers may need, and a large area with duty-free shops as well. The Havensight cruise ship dock is actually 3/4 of a mile long with room for 3 large cruise ships. For those of you who booked your shore excursions through your cruise company, there will be ship staff guiding the cruise travelers to their tour buses. If you booked online with independent tour operators, the local guides will be waiting outside the exit gates to help you along. I knew Crocs were popular, but I had no idea they had so many accessories. A lot of the shops here at Havensight Mall are duty-free, which I always thought was a good thing because when you think about it, who wants to spend the rest of their cruise in their cabin washing duty off their souvenirs? I've been through most of these stores and I can vouch most of them are duty-free. Thank goodness. Obviously, given the opportunity, I always revert to grammar school humor. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the videos here on the New York channel, then why not subscribe if you haven't done so already? It's super simple. Just click on that little New York logo in the lower right-hand corner of the screen of the video that you're watching right now, and poof, you'll be subscribed. And if you're enjoying this video in particular, the Port of St. Thomas, give it a thumbs up. Subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up, and commenting below lets YouTube know that they need to put this video out to more people so that more people can view it. I appreciate your support, guys. Quick question, when was the last time you bought a postcard? Or better yet, did you ever buy a postcard? Did you ever receive a postcard? What's up with postcards? I think today's version of a postcard is a text with a picture. As my friend Jimmy Buffett would say, rest his soul, the weather is here, I wish you were beautiful. Click, send, boom, done. Cruise ships have 2 kinds of days, sea days and shore days, and in this particular day, my ship, the Norwegian Gem, is at shore, which means most of the people are off the ship. So if you're on a cruise and your ship is loaded with people and kids and it's just crazy and you can't find a seat anywhere and the pools are crowded and everything, enjoy the ship on a shore day when most of the people are off. Now, when you're in a port like this in St. Thomas, you can spend an hour or two off the ship and go right back to the ship if you want to stock up on some booze or snacks or pick up a couple souvenirs. But you can really enjoy the ship on days like today when it's pulled into port. I, of course, have videos to make and have to be at 12 different places at once and constantly looking at my watch. Sometimes I edit these videos and say to myself, oh, so that's what that looked like, or I totally missed that. But at least I recorded it. Hey guys, if you're thinking about cruising or planning a cruise in the near future, then make sure you check out the cruise playlist here on the New York channel. Just like in this video, I share lots of cruise tips and hacks to help you plan your vacation and make it a fun one. Again, that's the cruise playlist here on the New York channel. St. Thomas is a beautiful island, and I've been here before. I actually bought a watch here. It was a very nice watch, and some people are a little skeptical about buying jewelry here in the Virgin Islands, but first of all, the ship actually guarantees some of the jewelry. They have a list of jewelers that they guarantee are legit, but for the most part, I'm going to say these jewelers are legit. My watch that I bought wasn't on any kind of certification list or anything like that. It was a Movado watch, and when I got it home, it was appraised at what it should have been appraised at. So, St. Thomas, you're pretty safe in buying jewelry if you're in the market for some jewelry. It's a lot cheaper here than it is in the States. At this point, I'm hanging out a lot closer to the ship, the Norwegian Gem, because, well, it's getting closer to all aboard time. All aboard time, by the way, is announced over the PA system of over pretty much the entire ship when you're pulling into port. There's also big signs when you're leaving the ship what the all aboard time is. Burgers, booze, and beer. Isn't that what life's all about? You know, there's nothing like being on vacation, sitting down at a bar like a place like this, or even Atlantic City or Las Vegas, and asking the person next to you, where you from? You just can't do that in your hometown. Well, I suppose you could, but then you'd get a weird look or an answer like, up the street and make a left. Hey guys, as always, if you'd like to support the New Yawk channel, then just click on that thanks button right underneath the video you're watching right now. Doing so will help support the channel and get you a shout out on an upcoming video. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your support, guys.